views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Here we have a chance for some adjustment. Give it a try, it's not that hard. I'm telling you, this life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place, we can light up the world. Here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
Welcome back to another day, another episode, and another week. This is your host, Jeri, aka Otaku Poet on Just Be You. Today I have a special guest that we're going to be interviewing and to get to know a little bit more, but that'll be a little bit later. For now, we know how we started off with. How are we doing? Did we drink water today? Did we eat? Did we listen to our friends? Did we go out with our friends? Did we buy something new? Were we kind to anybody new? Same questions. So we know what's going on around the world, right? We're in World War III. There's about 18 different countries that are currently at war right now. Most of them are against Israel, and they are bombing. They are joining Iran in bombing Israel. So there's that. Gas prices going up. They're continuing. Israel and U.S. is continually bombing schools, nurseries, and just harming children and women. Even though they said they're not doing that or they're going to, but they're clearly lied to us. Let's see. Israel told the world that if the United States decides to send troops, boots to ground, that they're not joining in. That it's just going to be American troops. So, this war that Israel started and blackmailed America into with our current sitting president is a bunch of BS and for naught, honestly. The United Nations decided to hold a vote to basically say how the Atlantic slave trade was one of the worst crimes in humanity. 3 countries did not. I'll let you guess what 2 of those countries are. And they one of those countries even said that the Holocaust was worse than the Atlantic slave trade, and nothing compared to the Holocaust ever. So, if we all know about the Atlantic slave trade, we know that's not true. This past weekend, there was a No Kings protest the 3rd time. A lot less people showed out this time than last time, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong with you people. You see what's going on. You see the bombings. You see the kidnappings. You see that ICE is still prevalent everywhere and is ramping up, and yet we're still supporting businesses that we said we should boycott. People boycotted like 2 days and then decided to just go back. I have a friend that went back to Starbucks because, I just can't live without my Starbucks. A person said that they went to Target just because they wanted a pillow. Come on now. Stay strong. There are other opportunities and other avenues to go through instead of going through these corporations that will sell your soul before they even care about you. I'm going to let you guys think of that. For now, we're going on to a more lighthearted topic. I hope he's still on the phone. All right, let me introduce a good old classmate of mine, someone who is very outspoken, very talented, very in the community. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Are you here? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, can you tell the people who you are?
Yes, how all you guys doing out there? I am Savage Writer. I am an artist born and raised here in Newark, New Jersey. I am also a community activist as well. In addition to being an artist, a content creator, a motivational speaker, and overall an advocate for mental health, particularly in men of color. So those are some of the umbrellas that I wear and it's an honor and a pleasure to be present on this platform today.
No, thank you, man. You are an amazing person. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for quite a while. Yeah, we stopped talking for a little bit because life separates, but we came back over the last year, and it's been great just working with you. We worked on that play together. We've been doing those activist meetings together. That was really great.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much, man.
yeah, man. So tell the people, right? How did you start off like this? What really gave your passion to being a artist?
Well, I could say this. Growing up, I was very shy. I had low self esteem. I didn't really know how to navigate the world. I was a victim of bullying. Um, I grew up in a rough environment, a dysfunctional household, and I was just going through a lot. Being a young black man, I didn't have a dad, and seeing so many of my friends getting locked up or getting murdered, that does something to you. And deep within myself, I also I would always say I'm not trying to end up like that. I don't want my future family or the people that I cherish or who's gonna come after me to go through the things that I went through. So I work very diligently in trying to ensure that I'm very open about my struggles, how I became who I was, and everything that is to come. Because I'm still in the midst of becoming. I'm not saying that I'm completely where I want to be, but I'm a long way from where I was, and that's real progress right there. So, yeah, and plus, I was always a fan of the arts. Growing up, I was into anime, cartoons, you know, music, all that different stuff. And I was so inspired and moved by a lot of the things that I would consume. It eventually gave me enough courage to want to start my own path. And, with a lot of time and with a lot of effort and a lot of learning, I was able to become a published author. I was able to become a spoken word poet. I've done poetry slams. I've pretty much been going all across the East Coast, going to different cities performing. And it's just been overall an amazing, but yet challenging, but also educational experience. And I aim to inspire as many people as possible with my story.
Man, that is definitely that's amazing. And yeah, that your past will definitely help shape you. And you either going to speak out as you have done in using the arts, or you're going to fold. And as traumatizing as seeing some of your loved ones or close ones just dying or locking up or living in a very rough neighborhood, as black people do, it's tough. It's definitely a tough thing. And as you mentioned earlier, you're an advocate for mental health for men, especially black men. April is the month of mental health awareness, men's mental health awareness. And I'm glad that we're touching upon this subject because I always try to say that it's okay not to be okay, especially as men. Men have a high expectations to always be strong, sturdy, not emotionless, but definitely not want to shed a tear. But I think that we both can agree that that's not the right way to do things. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely attest to that, because a lot of things that I've been through that has contributed to post traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression. And for years, I was ashamed for, feeling how I felt because it was like every time I tried to express myself, I'd always get shunned, put down. You know how it is being a man. Oh, boys aren't supposed to cry. Oh, man up, you acting like a girl, stuff like that. It sounds minuscule, but as time goes on, what that does, it makes you, what's the word I'm looking for? Compartmentalize all of that and shove it down. And that's why later on in life, a lot of men that have not properly dealt with their traumas, their wounds, and their emotions, they become prone to being addicted to drugs, alcohol, lashing out, and in worst cases, your mental health can also affect your physical body. High blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, cardiac arrest, all of that contributes to stress and unresolved grief and trauma. And it's important that we find outlets, we find resources and people that can assist us with becoming more open with how we feel. And I'm a strong advocate for that as a man, a black man, and a human being.
I can't agree with you more, especially on that last note. What do you do, or what would you suggest that some of these men who have a hard time expressing themselves or hard time getting help, what would you suggest they do instead? Like, for example, right? Someone like me and you, we write poetry. We're spoken word artists. That's what we do. We create content. What's someone that
Right.
doesn't do poetry? What's someone, is a baker or something like that? Or they're just like a jock, a sports jock? What should they do?
Okay. Well, there's a few components to it. Number one, the first step to ascension is accountability. So you have to sit with yourself, allow yourself to feel what you feel, but you need to understand and dig deep as to where are these feelings coming from. Why do I feel this way? Why am I always angry? Why am I always sad? Or why am I this? Or why am I that? You have to really do a lot of introspection. And once you can do that introspection, then you can break down, all right, where has this come from? That's when you start digging deeper and deeper, unpacking those wounds. Was there a family member, a friend, a romantic partner that told me or made me feel like my emotions weren't valid or wasn't good enough? That's just an example. And then once you can identify what you're feeling, then you take the action, whether you have a hobby or, just going to talk to somebody. But my best recommendation, definitely sit down with somebody you can trust that will not judge you and tell them how you feel. Even if it doesn't have to be perfect, you don't need a dissertation to self-analyze. You just have to be open and be willing to unpack that and have that courage. That's where it all starts.
I like that. I like that. You definitely gotta have the courage, and courage is a hard thing to come through. It's not easy being brave, especially if it's matters of this, like matters of the heart and emotions. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's more easy to pretend to be okay than it is to accept that you're not okay and need help. Now, I know that you're an artist and you have been working very hard, and I've seen you performed a couple times. And I heard that you have a new place that you're putting on events at. Can you explain more?
Yes. So recently I have been able to start hosting my own creative showcase at the Cry Out Cave, which is where the Kruger Scott Mansion is, the old mansion that they renovated on MLK Boulevard. Down in the basement, they have a performing arts venue. It's very well known throughout the city and also the tri-state area. And the owner, he's a very great person. Shout out to Godsent. He's a very dope dude. He has recently been opening up opportunities for others to host events free of charge. And it's a whole program with it. They help you with the hosting, it's basically a way if you want to get into event curation. And, I took the opportunity. And at first, when I had my first show, I'm going to be very honest here, it didn't go as planned. I had no one show up, and that right there, that was very disheartening, and it had me even questioning my own self. What did I do wrong? Why didn't people come to my show? I'm always supporting everyone else. Why can't they support me? But instead of dwelling within that, I use that as fuel to make sure that I didn't have that outcome again. So the most recent show I had, which was I believe on March 18th, that was the third Wednesday.
Okay, yes.
I had a very great turnout. You know, it was sold out. It was way out. It was packed, and I was very grateful that I went through that experience because it helped motivate me and shape me and taught me that failure isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes we have setbacks because it helps us get back on track. So yeah, the name of that platform is called the Savage Showcase. Basically, it's a creative arts platform where everyone is free to express themselves, no censorship or anything like that, because freedom of expression, I feel like, is a human right and not a civil one. And with all the stuff going on right now with the politics and things like that, you know, you have a lot of groups, a lot of individuals that want to silence voices like us. And, you know, I want to have a safe space where people could feel comfortable expressing themselves. And we do it the third Wednesday of every month. I have my next show coming up April 15th. It's going to be 7 to 10 p.m., same time, same place. So I have all of those updates on my social media accounts and stuff like that.
Okay, and can you share your social media accounts for us? Like, where can we find?
Yeah. Okay. So for my art, it's Savage Writer 973. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. And then specifically for the showcase, it's called the Instagram handle for that is the Savage Showcase NWK. That's just abbreviation for North. So it's the Savage Showcase NWK. I'm working on a website and stuff like that. I definitely have plans to expand and, you know, eventually maybe take it to other towns, do collaborations. But for right now, you know, I'm just starting small. I'm still learning my footing with event curating. I'm fairly new to event curating. So I'm used to performing. I'm used to being on the stage. So, you know, learning how to host and run a show is different from being a performer. You're still performing, but in a different aspect. And that's something I'm learning right now. And it's a great experience. I'll say it's been helping me.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. You know, and you said every third Wednesday, correct? And this is for a place where artists can come and express themselves, which we need.
Yes,
we definitely
absolutely.
need that. So,
Yes.
guys, listeners out there, you guys are hearing it. This third Wednesday of April, the April 15th, go out. Let's support Cry Out Cave, North New Jersey. We know where that's at. If not, Google. Let's pop out. Let's show out.
It's a great spot. You know, you've had a lot. There's been a lot of events going there. There's always something going on. I'm not the person hosting it, but, you know, almost like every week. If not every week, there's always something going on, whether it's an open mic or like a paint and sip, a writing workshop or an art exhibit, like anything. You know, it's a very beautiful space, and I recommend people to just come out for the vibes, network, make some new friends, and yeah, have fun.
Hey, I agree. So let's go check it out. And artists in New Jersey, this is perfect. Let's go network. Let's go support each other. This is not a our genre of work, our career is not competition with each other. We work better with collaboration. So why not collab? Go out, meet another poet. You might find a film director there. You might find an actor. You might find someone that likes drawing or animation. You might just find someone who's just really good at tattooing or sewing. Someone that's good at cooking. Go out, support. Let's network.
Yep, I second that. I made a lot of connections that way, you know, throughout my journey. Just putting myself out there and, you know, taking a chance. So I recommend y'all do it too.
Yeah, take a chance. And rejection is a real thing, and it's going to happen often. Just don't give up. Keep going.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Savage. You have been such a delightful and insightful person. Do you
Thank you.
what's next for you besides the your event? Do you have any upcoming shows you're doing? You have any performances? What's going on? What's next for you?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to thank you for extending me this opportunity. I know we've been trying to set it up for a minute,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that we finally was able to do so. It's always an honor and a pleasure, doing anything and working with you. But yeah, so what I got coming up right now, I will be in Orlando in a few weeks. I'm gonna be doing something out there. I'm also still doing a thing with the play.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's an anti-bullying play called "That's Not Cool" by the
Okay.
same production company, so I'm very heavily involved with that. And overall, I'm just still gonna be going all around, spreading my message, spreading my truths, and just trying to uplift and inspire as many people as I can.
As you should. We love to see it. All right, guys. This is the end because I do have to go. But as you've heard, right, things happen in life and people's past can be really, really messed up. But it's not your past that you have to worry about, it's your future. And the only way that you could have a bright future is if you actually work for it. Yes, your past has happened. Yes, the past can be bad, but don't let it control you. Use that as a shape avenue so that you don't go back to that. Do what you can to do better. And if you need help, if you're breaking down, if your mental is bad, that's okay. Everybody's mental is going bad, even mine. Just don't dwell in it. Don't sit in it. Get out, do something. Actively work hard to try and be happy. And pick up a passion. Pick up a hobby. Start writing. Start drawing. Start singing. You never know how you go. Because I bet you Savage didn't think that he will be where he's at now, back as a kid. He didn't think he would be such an amazing poet. By the way, you guys got to check out his poetry. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
phenomenal.
I would have never thought. You would have met me probably like I'd say maybe 10 years ago. You'd be like, this kid, nah. But yeah, man, I'm very grateful. Give it all to the Most High, and all my ancestors for helping bring me this far, and all of the people who've helped me and supported me throughout my journey.
There you go. Keep going. Don't give up. Work on your mental. Be kind to others. And be prepared. Because the way this administration going, you never know what's going to happen. Any last words, Great Savage?
Well, one thing I can say, keep being yourselves, y'all. Show up in the best way that you can show up as. Every day ain't gonna always be 100%, but as long as you show up, do your best, stick to the plan. It's not gonna happen overnight, but over time it will. And yeah, just keep pushing, keep striving. I know there's a lot of negativity going on in the world right now. That's what the media is gonna push, whether true or false. But there's also a lot of good things happening as well. There's a lot of positivity. So also keep that in mind as well,
There you go. All right, folks. It's been a pleasure. Savage, it's been a pleasure. We'll get in contact again soon.
Everybody have a good one. Thank you so much, Jeri. I appreciate this opportunity.
All right, guys. Good night. Remember, just be you.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.